Hey there, it's Jay Billig. I've got a conversation going on today about integrity. Now, when we're talking about integrity, there are a couple of aspects to it that I would like to touch on. First aspect is the idea of coming from love. Now, what do I mean about that? Well, for me, it boils down to seeing everything as part of love. And so, in that recognition, I ask the question, what would love do? And that question inspires all sorts of, probable answers, which are usually around what is the most peaceful thing in this situation, or what brings the most love and joy into the environment at this point, so that it can be an environment of true integrity. So in that process of asking what would love do, it's important to also recognize that the ego is there, sort of no matter what, the ego shows up, and it's important to recognize when it shows up and where it's coming from, so that it doesn't get you off track from coming from a place of love. Now, in that process also, it's easy for me in there when I recognize the ego, I can then easily shift and tune in, do a little meditation, or in some other way use my own mind and heart to tune in and really know that I'm coming from that place of love. So that covers one aspect. The other aspect of integrity that I'd like to cover today is all about honoring your word. And now, what do I mean by honoring your word? When I was younger, what honoring your word meant was just not saying anything because I was taught, to keep your mouth shut, or to not rock the boat, to the phrase is not coming to me right now, that I was taught as a kid. But at any rate, you get the point, that it was all about just, keeping quiet and leaving well enough alone. What I would say is actually the most important aspect of that, though, is really revering your word, knowing that it is part of divine creation, and knowing that words create worlds. Now, that's the most important piece, because every word that you utter is a creative action. And so to be in integrity, you are honoring your word, you're revering the word, and keeping quiet is definitely not the way to go. But knowing that you are a creative powerhouse is.